Hey ladies and gentlemen, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week of January 2015. Wow, this was quite an interesting book. There's some highs and some lows in here, and plus we got another return. If you watched my last week's video, my EarthTube counterpart returned. And this week we have the return of my Ultimate Universe counterpart, but he'll be here when it's time to talk about his book. Got a couple independents, and the rest is from the big two, Marvel and DC. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you have been warned. I even think thinking about putting a parental advisory sticker on some of my thumbnails here, because I warned you all that there will be some ranting on this review. So, without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start with Valiant. We're going to start with The Return of Quantum and Woody, number 4. This book bored me, enough said. Okay, it gets a 2. Moving on to Dark Horse, we got Conan Red Sonja, number 1. This is a collaboration between Dark Horse and Dynamite, written by Gail Simone. Now, just because this is written by Gail Simone, does that mean it's absolutely perfect? No. But it is some stellar writing. Really good stuff. I actually enjoyed this. My only complaint is that Sonja just doesn't have some of the same build that Sonja has had, you know, when Gail Simone writes her. You know, I just kind of felt like Sonja was kind of held back a little bit to make Conan the bigger star of this particular book. But that doesn't mean the book was bad. This book was really good. I just think that there could have been a little more focus on Sonja rather than Conan, because I just kind of felt like Conan got more of the spotlight. Even though his name comes first, I just felt like there should have been more of an equal share between the two characters as to who gets more of the spotlight in here. Even though we do see more of Sonja in this book, that's just how I saw it. But all in all, really good stuff. I did enjoy this. This was really good, and I'm going to stick with this and see how far these two can go. Some really good stuff. I'm not going to talk about it too much, because I don't want to ruin it for you. But nice, really nicely done. And yeah, when I see, I'll admit, when I see Conan's dialogue written on page, for some strange reason, I'm hearing Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. You know, because that was the first Conan that I saw. Then I tried to hear the Conan from the animated series voice, and okay, I'd rather hear that voice than Arnold's. But this is good stuff. I give it a 3.5. Moving on to DC. Goose Fraba. Goose Fraba. Batgirl, number 38. The best thing about this book was this damn cover. Oh boy. Okay. I'm not going to try to go Hurricane Chris on y'all like, you know, like Chris, the TheMtVernonKid does. But, oh my fucking God, I am seriously losing my patience with this fucking title. I actually went online, went through a bunch of other review websites, and I've listened to other reviewers talk about this, and I'm just godsmacked. I don't understand how so many people are just absolutely loving this series. Why? Why is this series getting so much love? I don't get it, because this book fucking sucks. Why are we turning Batgirl into a social media whore? Literally, it's like social media just all over the place. Now, I'm not saying social media is 100% wrong. Yes, it is a bit of a fad. I don't care what some people say. Yeah, a fad is, I know what a fad is. A fad is a short-term, a thing that's popular for a short term, and then it's gone, like MySpace was. But this over-reliance on social media and this insatiable need to make Batgirl, even though she's depicted at 21, she looks like fucking jailbait, and it just feels so wrong. And not to mention the biggest insult, Black Canary acting so out of character that it's sickening. And then you got, excuse me, then you got Batgirl acting so out of fucking character. She's fed up with acting all dark and everything. Who's fucking talking? Batgirl or DC Comics themselves? Oh, this just gave me such a fucking headache. And we're going with the antisocial famous celebrity route. That shit's been done to death. There are so many cliches in comics and in media, you name it, TV, movies. You get the stereotypical famous brat who thinks he always ought to get his fucking way, or he gets dangerous. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And, you know, sometimes a cliche like that can work if written properly, and this just did nothing for me. I mentioned on Twitter that I was done, but I've already gotten issues up to number 40 ordered for me, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay true to my word and keep on going until issue 40. But god damn it, this book was fucking crap. It's like DC is intentionally alienating every single fan that loved Batgirl the way she was, and just saying, let's just market this towards little girls, because that's what this book felt like. This book feels really, really, really girly, and I don't like it. I don't want to see Batgirl as a fucking Barbie doll. I want to see Batgirl as every other writer has done it, whether it was Barbara, or whether it was Cassie, or whether it was Stephanie. I want to see Batgirl done the right way, and this is the wrong way to do a Batgirl character. Just because her name is Batgirl, I've said this before, you don't need to make her so goddamn motherfucking girly! 2. Moving on to Green Lantern Corps number 38. If you hear any noise in the background, it's probably my dog. It's alright, boy. I think my raining kind of scared him. But Green Lantern Corps number 38. This was nice. This was really nice. A good way to truly showcase John Stewart as... minor spoiler here, but it's a good way to showcase John Stewart as a possible replacement for Hal Jordan as the leader of the Green Lantern Corps. But man, has John got a lot of baggage on him, and it does kind of show here. But something comes up with another new Lantern. We get some new recruits. And they're no longer trainees. They are now full-fledged Green Lanterns because of how they helped out during the whole war with the New Gods and everything. But, man, was John really given some... Man, John was really pushed in here. And despite all that, he's still able to do his job. He's still able to fulfill his duties as a Green Lantern, and you know, that too can be a bit of a cliche, but for a character like John, it works. It really does. I really think it helps the character. I really think it helps drive him, even though he tends to be a bit on the Boy Scout side, but we are finally starting to see some true emotion from him. And there's a couple of woo kind of moments in here, and I think it really helps push the book along. I'm still trying to reel off that Batgirl-y shit. I'm trying to mellow out and focus on other titles like this. This is really good. I thought it was really well written, really well handled, and I love this cover. This is really good stuff. I give it a 3.5. Moving on to Marvel with Amazing X-Men number 15. Wow. Just wow. The once and future Juggernaut. The Sidorak gem has come back to Earth. And I knew this was coming. As soon as I saw this cover, I didn't even open the book yet, and I already knew where they were going with this. Colossus. Okay. For one thing I'm happy about is that they touched on this. They touched on his struggle with his addiction to the Juggernaut powers before he got possessed by the Phoenix Force. Because when the Phoenix was expelled from him, it's like he was back to normal. It's like, okay, wait a minute, isn't he supposed to also have the Juggernaut powers? And okay, they explain what went up with that, and I'm not going to ruin everything about this book, but man, there is just some really pent-up animosity, and there's really some mistrust between the X-Men, one X-Men in particular, with Colossus, because I knew where this was going, and I knew where they were going with Colossus as soon as I opened up the book. He's already wanting that power back. At least that's what they're hinting at. And I'm like, oh my God. Hasn't Peter been through enough? Do we really got to go back to that? Now, they haven't completely established that that's where they're going, but I'm afraid that that's where they might possibly be going. His addiction, his need to be the Juggernaut again. But the X-Men go after, they forbid Colossus from going with them, and they're going to retrieve the gem. And for good reasons. There is good reasoning behind this. But by the end of the issue, I'm like, uh-oh. Shit could get physical by the next issue because of what Colossus does. And I'm like, Pete, don't go back down that route. You don't need the gem. You don't fucking need it. But despite my worrying about Colossus, they did do a good job here. Chris Yost did a good job with the writing, and he got me to want to read the next issue really badly because I've kind of got my fears on where this could go, but I'm intrigued on where they could possibly go. Now, I'm not going to give my full thoughts because, you know, I don't want to ruin it because I'm afraid I might be right. But all in all, really good. Very good on the drama. Very good on the artwork that helps sell the drama in here. There are some moments where the artwork helps sell it. But really good. I give it a 3.5. Time for the pick of the week, folks. And this barely made it. Daredevil number 12. Oh man, Mark Waid working that magic. This was awesome. Awesome stuff. The Stunt Master, this new Man Without Fear and everything. The new version, you know, who's pissed off the original Stunt Master. But man, does he make this shit personal with Matt. And the way Matt deals with this new young Stunt Master, and when he finds out, oh shit, what a fucking twist. And M. Night Shyamalan can learn a thing or two about twist when it comes to how Mark Waid does it. Man, this is good shit. Really, really good. Is the twist a bit of a cliche? Yeah, kind of, but Waid makes it work. And the way the storyline ends, just, ooh. It's a punch in the ribs kind of an ending for this particular storyline. But it's a happy ending for Matt. Not so much for the what's the term I want to use? I don't want to use antagonist, because the mastermind behind the storyline, it's just wow, really good, really good stuff. Wade is just working that magic the only way he knows how. This was a phenomenal read. Was it perfect? No, but it was damn awesome. I give it a 4. All right, you see this? Time for another return. You're up, dude. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Been gone for a while, but I wasn't going to stay gone. As you know, my Prime counterpart has dealt with some stuff. I've dealt with some stuff. I came under fire from a certain organization. I'm not going to mention their names, for blabbing about having once worked for them. Now I'm on my own, trying to make my own living, and I think I'm doing just fine. But I'm here on behalf of the Ultimate Universe, as some of you fans call it. I call it Earth, but those of you call our Earth the Ultimate Universe. So on behalf of the Ultimate Universe, I want to welcome myself back to this little show that the Prime Man himself here does. And I'm here to talk about Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, number 9. Brian Michael Bendis, you continue to do a fantastic job on this. And I know I haven't been here lately to talk about this series myself, but so far, the past few issues that I've missed out on reviewing for this channel, for this show, I gotta say, this series has been really good. The last issue was really some phenomenal writing, some phenomenal storytelling, and this right here is just as good, if not even better, than the last issue was. You know, it isn't always about the superhero action and punch a bunch of stuff, punch a bunch of crap, beat up bad guys and save damsels in distresses all the time. Sometimes you've got to rely on just heavy storytelling, heavy drama that matches some great artwork, that meshes with the storytelling, that helps sell the book. And in here is just another perfect example of just that. Very nicely done, very well put together. This is the second half of Miles' dad talking about his past, working with Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin of crime, but he's working with somebody else. He's working with a very young Nick Fury about, you know, it's basically a sting operation, you know, a little undercover work. And the way the storytelling was done, the way the dialogue was presented, I thought it was really well handled. And I got to say something about Miles' father. He's one courageous young man. The stuff that he says and the stuff that he does would get any other man killed under Wilson Fisk, in my honest and humble opinion. But just really good stuff. It's really good to see Miles and his father bonding again after what's been going on with them, the death of Miles' mother and everything. It's just really good to see these two get back together and patch things up and let bygones be bygones. And you know what? When it all comes down to it, all the stuff that Miles has been through, there's only one, you know, one of the people he's needed more than anybody is his father. And Bendis did a great job of summing that up for us in this book. Phenomenal stuff, phenomenal work. I give Bendis and everybody who worked on this a big thumbs up. Really good stuff. Alright, back to you, sir. Such a charming review from my Ultimate counterpart, and it's good to see him back. Can't guarantee that he'll stick around, though. Same thing goes for my Earth 2 counterpart. But, yeah, this was phenomenal stuff. Really good. I also give this a 4. Could have been Pick of the Week, but Daredevil beat it. Moving on to Nightcrawler, number 10. Chris Claremont, you're doing some good writing here, but I gotta be honest. I wouldn't be me if I wasn't brutally honest. This particular issue kind of disappointed me. I'm being serious. This issue did kind of let me down. Was it a bad book? No. But yeah. There is a there is quite a couple of big moments in here, and I'm not going to ruin them, but the ending of this issue really felt like a cop-out. It really felt cheap. It really did. And coming from somebody like Chris Claremont, that really kind of hurts the book, because something big, I mean really big, happens in here. But then I'm like, really? Bullshit. It just felt like such a cop-out. I didn't really like the ending. I really didn't. But that's just me. Maybe y'all liked it, and if you did, that's fine. But this really let me down. And it really hurts the book. The ending did. Now, there are some moments in here that happen in here that really helps the book, but the ending just really hurts it. And it could have been a 4, but it ends up going down to a 3. That ending just really, really disappointed me. Spider-Verse #2. This book also let me down. A $5 book. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This book really wasn't that good for me. This book actually kind of bored me. This storyline, this Spider-Verse storyline has been good. Let's not deny that. It has been good. But man, this was really kind of boring. Was this worth $5? Fuck no, this was not worth $5. That's just me. The only thing that was worth noting is one of the alternate Spider-Mans is wearing a wedding ring. Yup, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Other than that, boring as shit. I give it a 2. I'm not going to toss it because I'm tired of tossing books today. Ending this review, this show, with Wolverines #2. A new team for the second issue. Fair enough. Dakin's in deep shit. He really is. He is in really deep shit, and I like how the writing explains it. And it's just, ugh. But, man, you want to talk about some really, really good shit. We're only 2 issues in with this weekly series. And usually a weekly series can be harmed because sometimes a weekly series, each issue can feel kind of rushed. And there is a few things in here that does make this feel a little bit rushed. I won't lie about that. That's just how I honestly feel. That's just me. I'm not saying that that's an established fact, that that's what this is. It's just how I feel. But it's still, you know, we're only 2 issues in, and so far this series still feels strong. You know, was this better than issue 1? In my opinion, not really, but it is still really good. But keep in mind, it is a weekly series. You know, sometimes they can be a bit tough to follow. They could, excuse me, they can be a bit tough to keep up with. So far, I'm still happy with it, because the Logan Legacy miniseries was a great build-up to this series. It really was. So far, it's still good. Am I really going to go into depths as to what goes on in here? No, because I don't want to ruin it for you. I really don't. You know, I want to end this show on a light note. But so far, not bad. I'm sticking with it. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But so far, good stuff. Yeah, I'll be nice. I'll give it a 3.5. Good. But then again, that's just me. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Please subscribe. Subscribe to my Blugoblin X channel. What'd you think about my Ultimate Universe counterpart making his return? Follow me on Twitter at Blugoblin01. You can look for me on Tumblr, just Blugoblin. You can also find me on Pinterest. Don't forget some shout outs and love to my bro, the Mount Vernon Kid, and my buddies Brandon Hex. He's his videos are still damn entertaining to watch, you know. Just hoping the YouTube Nazis don't strike him down again. And of course Deadpoolzilla. Hey Zilla, I saw your MLP Q&A video. Thanks for answering my questions, as well as the Q&A for your other Q&A video. Thanks again, and thank you for any new subscribers. I thank you for subscribing. Any long-term viewers, thanks again for watching. And got no signs of slowing down right now, so I'm enjoying this. Don't forget Arkham Asylum Studio. Jennifer and I need to find something new to talk about. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and until next time, see y'all later. I am Groot.